I've been asked by my friend Lori for a tour of my farm. So Lori, here's your tour since you didn't came and visit it. Let's see, just up here, you know, on the front right hand corner, I just have the usual succulents. That's the spider plant, I think. Couple of peppers. That one's a tomato, cherry tomato. Forgot that what that one is, but it flowers yellow. I'm trying out on this little bed over here some glass corn. Now this is called a wicking bed, and what you have over here, you basically fill it up with water in sand or rock, and then the top portion is soil, and there's an outlet there, and as you can see, there's about 8 inches from the outlet to the floor, maybe a little bit less, you know, so there's always supposed to be hopefully some water wicking in there. And even after the hot day, you can still see it's humid. Over here you have my tomatoes. On the left you have a phoenix. Over here on the right, these two are celebrity. They're already on their last legs this season. There's nothing there except some weeds that I need to undo. I'm probably gonna be growing something soon for the fall though. And then the next month or so I'll start. Over here, so the 2 tomatoes, then I have a little bit of rosemary. It's being covered by the ghost pepper. This plant is insane. You can see the peppers there. It's just crazy. I have about 30 or so, and they're like extremely hot, so I'm a little bit nervous. I'll be honest, I don't know what I'm gonna be doing with it, guys. Same concept as the wicking bed. I just drilled a hole on this one. I didn't have the tube. So the bottom portion on this one, actually all of it is filled with dirt, just this being a 5-gallon, the black ones over there being 20 gallons. Now in the black ones I put a tube so I can directly, you know, water feed from the bottom up. On this ones I didn't, because honestly I just been watering like normal from the top. That's my banana pepper. Again, it's on its last leg. I may cut it and see if it comes back in the fall. We'll see. If I do, I'll probably just trim it right around there, and hopefully it will make a comeback in the fall. But I'll wait a while for it to cool down. I still have some green onions. It's really hot, so I don't foresee them lasting much longer than this. But I've been cutting the greens, as you can see. They've been getting really big. Now this is my cherry tomato. It produced rather well, but right now the heat is getting to it, and you can see. And back there, my squash. I'm not sure exactly what happened. It just died overnight. Poor squashy. It gave me 1 squash though, so let's celebrate that. Over here I have more tomatoes, cherry tomato, and then over here on the other side I have a phoenix right here. So cherry over here, phoenix over here. Now in the middle I am growing this massive cucumber that's just taking over, you know. This is, I believe, the Armenian one, and it hasn't provided fruit yet, but it is growing quite healthy. It's overtaking, you know, like the tomato plant actually. And it's interesting because right here on this other black one I have the Piquin cucumber. I forgot the variety, but it is producing, and it is actually rather tasty. You can see a couple in there. Let's see if we can zoom in. Oh, right there. There's one right there, you know, and it's sizable. There's another one growing right there. So they're beginning to produce rather healthy. There's another one inside there. I almost missed it. So they're beginning to produce. I already got like 4 or 5 of them. I put them in sandwiches and stuff. They're really juicy, really nice. That's my Piquin plant. I need to come up here and harvest those peppers. They're beginning to turn red, which means they're gonna be spicier than usual, but they're still good. And here's another pickling cucumber. This one just massively grew. Now this one over here, and you can probably tell that it's the lima bean, and I thought it had died, but it's beginning to leaf out again, and it might just produce. Who knows? Maybe the pepper is kind of like telling it to produce. I don't know, it's just weird. Another little pepper right there, in case you haven't seen it. And this is what the massive garden looks like. We're getting 100-degree weather now, so I added a sunshade, and it's hooked to the side of the house over there, and then it holds straight with just PVC, you know, poles, 3/4 inch stake to the ground. So that's my garden, folks. I'm already beginning some of the fall crops. As you can see, there's 2 peppers there, there's a tomato. Oh, very interesting, compost over here. Sorry, that's my alarm for Doctor Who. Starts in 10 minutes. From the compost, I'm getting this huge tomato, which is insane. I believe it's celebrity, but I'm not 100% sure, obviously, because I just put all 3 in there. I'm thinking I may just jank it out later this weekend. Let's share just for bomb that's there, and add it over there. Now on this side of the farm, we have the aquaponics. So that white one is the fish tank, and I have goldfish right now. Let's see if they'll pop their heads up. Sometimes they do. They know that I feed them, so sometimes they'll pop their heads. There you go. You see them a little bit. It's a little bit hard because the water is dark with tannin. So this water reservoir is the tank, and it's fed by gravity to the swirl filter. The swirl filter is there to remove solids. So once in a while, every few weeks, I'll just basically dump that and add solids to my compost. And the swirl filter theoretically will clear the solids and will just release water to these beds over here. These being my aquaponics. Okay, I have some purslane. They're supposed to be healthy, although I haven't tried them yet. Here. Can't explain the taste, but it's a little bit tangy. Now these ones are definitely going to be bitter. They're lettuces and greens. The only reason I have them there is to feed them to my compost and also feed them to the fish, and at the same time they're cleaning the water as well, so they're important to have. Now let's talk about drainage. From these beds, there's a pipe that goes all the way in with holes, and through this U siphon and gravity, the water will go up here. Once it reaches there, it'll be the same level as, you see the plywood there, about that same level, and that tells them, hey, it's time to get rid of the water. So it flushes, just like your toilet, all the water down into the sump tank right here. I have 2 sump tanks, and there's an exit in case it overflows on the other side over there. I have a little bit of a squash. This one hasn't done much. The wind has been killing it. I just planted some eggplant seedlings that I got from a swap. Hopefully they'll come up. Now this one over here, this huge baby, is my zucchini squash. It's huge. Okay, you can see another cucumber plant, but barely making its way, you know, out right now of being a seedling. Ooh, I just noticed some gunk on it. I'm gonna have to spray it again. I've been spraying this bed every night with a combination of water and soap. The soap is being Castille's mint soap, and it's supposed to be good. That okra over here, along with this sibling, which is hidden over there, unfortunately, they were devastated by aphids. But as soon as I started, you know, like spraying, it's been doing great. So that is the massive zucchini. It is producing a little bit. There's one over there. There's one over there. Not huge zucchinis, but they're edible and they're good. They're tasty. And this over here is the amaranth. It's a beautiful plant, really rich in nutrients and greens. Unfortunately, these greens are no longer viable, no longer good, because it's beginning to flower. I'll give you an update once it flowers. The flower is supposed to be really nice. You can see some over there. Okay, so I'll give you an update on that. Another cucumber is not doing too well. I may need to, you know, add some more fertilizers. The melon is doing pretty good though, which is this one over here. So we'll see if it produces. I'm trying to teach it to like trellis right there through this pipe, but who knows if that's gonna happen. Then over here I have the basil. It's not too bad actually, considering the heat. I actually had to trim it already once, and that's why it's so small. So it used to be around here, and then I trimmed it about here. I'm gonna wait until it gets here and I'll trim it again, and hopefully it'll start bushing out. This is the okra again, starting to grow. eggplant. Ooh, I got a little beetle there. And over here I have a couple of peppers. That one's been eaten by something. I've tried treating it, but it's still not successfully taking care of it. So we'll see. I think it's a pepper. Could be wrong though. I definitely know these are peppers. So that one's a pepper, that one's a pepper, that one's a pepper. And this one right here is a cucumber. Cucumber, and then the purslane. Now from the back end, that will be the tank. It's just elevated with PVC. It's an IBC. Same for this one. And that's a back view of my aquaponics and yard. So that's the tour. I hope you enjoyed it. Goodbye.